Yep.
My Instagram.
We're about to start.
Come on, Ben. Say it.
Alright.
Can't be rotated. There you go. And go.
What's up, Facebook Nation? Hey, we're here live with you from Emerge, and we're going to take you through a Swiss ball workout. Now, this is going to be a big core workout, but we're going to include some hips with that because your hips are part of your core. So Kayla's going to be here. She's going to be the trainee, and I'm the trainer, and I'm going to put her through a little workout. So this is actually the first time I've actually trained her through these exercises. So we're going to do some real-time coaching here. So guys, I want you to follow along. We got 3 mini circuits here. We'll actually post those on the page once we get through the workout so you can make a copy of it and do it on your own after this. But we're going to get started, and the first circuit's going to have 4 exercises. 3 are for the ball, and 1's going to be at the end for your hips. And we're going to get started. So first one is an arch, bridge to pike. Now we're going to scale this 2 ways. You're going to start with the harder one, and then if you have a hard time with the pike, I'm going to show you how to scale that pike to a jackknife, which is working on flexion of the hip. So Kayla, you ready? So we're going to get on the ball. Once you get on the ball, I want shoelaces on the ball. I want you in a strong push-up position. From here, we're going to go into our arch. So stay over your arms, keep the arms locked like you're bracing your abs for about 2 seconds. Then you're going to come up to your bridge, bracing your abs, bracing your quads. From here, we're going to lift to our pike. Pulling your butt over your shoulders, pulling your toes towards you at the top, and then back down. That's 1. We'll do 1 more here. So the arch for 1, 2, stretching, bridge for 1, 2, and then coming up to the pike. Good job. Back down. Okay, we'll walk the ball away from you a little bit so your feet aren't, you don't want your feet hanging over the back of the ball because it's too hard to pike. Now, the pike is too hard. We're going to scale it down to a jackknife. So go into an arch. 1, 2. Come up to your bridge. 1, 2. Now go into a jackknife. Keeping the hips low. Back out. Locking your quads. Let's do that 1 more time. Arch for 1, 2. Bridge for 1, 2. Jackknife. There's 4 reps total. She's going to keep going. You pick either pike or jackknife. The goal is 8 to 10 reps. She's already got 4. Bridge. Pike. Yeah, she's an athlete. We know she's going to pike. The pike's going to get a lot more shoulder work out of it. It's much more challenging because the pike, you got the longer lever arm. She's flexing at the hip here, so we're working the strength of the hip flexors to work with the abs. I think that's 6. And when I talk a lot and teach, my counting sucks. So, well, 7. She got at least 1 more. 8 to 10 is your goal here. Again, you pick either the pike or the jackknife, whichever one is the most challenging for you, and then you can do properly. You can always start with the pikes and finish with the jackknives. Let's do 1 more, right? Bridge. She's on her last one. Yeah. And back out. Awesome job. Cool. Now we're going to stay in this one position here. We're going to do the cobra. Should I demonstrate first? Yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate first on this one. We're going to do a cobra. So we're going to put kneeling position. Pull the ball into your gut. You're going to lie forward. You're going to bridge up on the ball. And you want to find that comfortable position where it's not pushing on your diaphragm too hard. Dig the toes in the ground. Lift your chest up just a little bit. So the weight of your shoulders goes to your hips and your feet. Hands in front of you, palms facing the ball. You're going to externally rotate the arms so the thumb points to the ceiling. Retract your shoulder blades and then roll them back down. Back forward. We're going to inhale as we go back. You want to inhale as you go back because inhaling extends the upper chest. Now I'm just going to show you real quick. We're going to do 10 of those and then we're going to go into 10 reverse hyperextensions. We're going to lie over the ball. You want to get it to where your hip is centered on the ball, to where your weight is pretty centered. You can lift your hands and your feet. Hands just in front of the shoulders, shoulders down the back, elbows slightly bent, turn towards the ball, and we're going to fire the glutes to lift the legs up, and the lower back strong enough, we'll get a little bit of extension. But we're just going to start with the cobras for right now. So Kayla back into the cobras, so she's going to get the comfortable position on her stomach, dig her toes in the ground. We're going to start with the palms facing the ball, so this is internal rotation of the arms. We're going to externally rotate the arms, coming all the way back, retracting the shoulder blades, and rolling them down, and that's going to extend that chest back forward. Good. She's going to inhale, she comes back, take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale back forward. Good. Now what I'm going to have you do, Kayla, you're doing great. You're going to come back and make more of a T when you come back. Come back, retract the shoulder blades, and then depress the shoulder blades. And that gets that little thoracic extension. Good. We're doing 10 of these. 10, 4, good. What you want to really focus on is, as you're coming back, is you want to retract, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then roll them down. And you have to reach for your feet to get that depression. Do so, but that's going to get that extension. Reach with the arms. You're going to feel your triceps fire. You're going to feel all of your back fire as you do this. Number you go. 6, 7, something like that. Hey, when I'm talking, I'm teaching, I tell my clients that too. My counting sucks. So if I have to tell you what number you're on, I'm always going to get slow. We'll do at least 3 more. Turn those thumbs back, retraction, deep pressure. You don't want to try to roll the shoulder blades back too fast. Just go back with the arms, and once the arms hit maximum range of motion, then the shoulder blades come together and roll down. 1 more, okay? 8. Nice. So we're going to extension, so we're going to come back just a little bit. So you want to get with your hip bone is center on the ball. Again, where you feel like you can lift your hands and legs at the same time. From here, we want the hands just in front of the shoulders. We're going to bend the elbows a little bit, and we're going to keep them turned towards the ball. Get to where you feel like you're in the strongest pressing position. From here, holding the upper body consistent, you're going to fire the glutes to lift the legs up even with the hips, and this is the starting point. We're just going to do this a few times, and all the way back down, keeping your spine straight. Don't let your back roll over the ball. All the way up. All the way to your butt fire up to the joints here. And all the way back down. Now, Kayla's strong, so I know she can go a little higher. So what we're going to do, 3 on this next one, I'm going to make her drop her chest down a little bit, shoulder blades down the back, so we hold good posture. She's going to fire the glutes, and then the lower back have a little pull at the top, and all the way back down. There you go. Holding the body in a consistent position. Goal is not to bend the knees on this. Your hamstrings are going to fire, so it's going to force your knees to bend, which takes stress off your glutes. Good. So what I want you to do, Kayla, you're doing great. If you can't tell if your knees are bending, if you can push your heels away from you as you're lifting your legs, like you're pushing something away, it's going to lock your knees out for you. Make it much more challenging. 5, 6. Good. Like, I'm working. You're supposed to count all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. 7, we'll do 3 more. Don't bend those knees, okay? You're doing great. This is, now again, this is not a beginner workout. You can make a beginner by just kind of limiting the range of motion, but this is definitely a challenging workout. We'll do 1 more. All the way up, locking out. 10, nice job. All right. Now for your hips. Well, that was for your hips, but now we're going to do standing one just for your legs. So this is called a stork stance. So it's basically a one-legged Romanian deadlift. So whatever leg you're standing on, that knee is going to be soft, about a 15-degree bend. The leg that's in the air, kind of slightly extended behind you to fire the glute and lock the leg with the hip. So what we're going to do here, keeping the leg straight, we're going to tilt as far as we can. So she's going to tilt as far as she can at the hip. As far as the hamstring will let her go without hiking the hip, then she's going to lift her arms up into a Y at the very end, and that's the stork stance position. And back up, and that's 1. She's going to stay on that leg for 10. She's going to draw her belly button in. The key thing is not to hike the hip, but keep the hips as level as you can, and back up. The goal is 8 to 10 per leg. And back up. 3. A lot of glutes. Now, we want to make it a little bit more challenging. I'm going to do a few reps with this. You can hold the ball, add a little bit of resistance to the shoulders. Abs are drawn in, and then just lift the ball overhead. So now we're just getting a little bit more active using the ball with this exercise. You can drop that in here, right? Abs are drawn in. She's doing a great job staying nice and level with her hips. She's going to keep going. I think this is number 7. Let's go. Remember, you don't need the ball. This is a hard enough exercise as it is. So your shoulders start burning out, you're like, there's no way I'm doing both sets with the ball, you drop it. She's working hard. 8. Now, another key point here. If you know you have a weaker leg, everyone's got a dominant leg. Whenever there's a weaker leg, which I didn't tell her this, but you want to start on that set. You always want to start with a more challenging leg. Take your time. Yeah. Strong, keeping the hips level, very strong. Take your time with this. Now another key point with this is the foot that's on the ground. Be very active to keep the weight on the heel, but at the same time, drive your big toe to the ground. Grab the ground with the arch of your foot. This gives you a much greater platform to focus to move the hip back. So think about driving through the arch of the foot. And she's pushing through her left arch to drive her left hip back. And she's just reaching with that leg to help the hip turn with it. Hands are in. It should be challenging, guys. It's not supposed to be easy. Only go through the range of motion that you can maintain your balance. If you keep losing your balance every time, it's because you're going too far from where your body can control. Nice and strong. Good. Again, try not to hike the hip. If you hike the hip, you're not going to fire the glute. Good. Yeah, that's the same thing. Two more. Again, your goal is 8 to 10 per leg on this. 10 if you can. But again, only go through the reps or the amount of reps that you can control with good form. One more. Stand gas in. Nice job. Alright, so short rest. Give her a short rest if you want. We're going to cycle through that one more time. So guys, this will take your 30, 60-second rest. Now again, this first set is focusing on flexion and extension movements. We're actually doing more extension movements because the cobra is an extension, the reverse hyperextension is extension movement. So we're focusing more on extension versus flexion because most people need to build more extension in their body versus flexing because life forces us to overflex sometimes. Feel okay? Now her shoulders are probably going to be a little bit burned out. Yours should be as well. So with this first set, again, because we did the stork stance, lifting the arms up, a lot of upper body, a lot of shoulders got fired with that. So if you're really, really fatigued, again, with the arch boost to pike, just get as many pikes as you can. So we're going to go through one more round. Ready for this? No, we're going to go arch boost to pike. The very first exercise. So we're going to do these 4 exercises again. So just go ahead and get the ball behind you. So walk the ball out. Now, hey, can you hop off real quick? Let me show you guys this. What she did was not wrong. But if you have a small space in your house and you don't have a lot of room to walk out, the easiest way to get on the ball to save energy is just to kind of put the ball behind you. It's not going to go anywhere unless you kick it. Get one foot on it. Get your hands under your shoulders, under your chest. Get to where you want that foot, and then pop the other one up, and then start from that position. You want to get back on there? And to help us stay in camera. Yeah. So we'll go back this way a little bit. Come back with me. One foot on. If you don't want your feet hanging too far over the back of the ball because when you pike, you're going to have a hard time getting those feet. Arch, 1, 2, bridge, 1, 2, pike. Good. This is your tempo. 2 down, 2 to a bridge, and the pike should take about 2 to 3 seconds. Good. 6 to 10. 8 to 10 is your goal, but if you're going to do pikes the whole time, for my clients, I usually give them a 6 to 10 repetition range. So you do whatever you can here. I'm going to make Kayla just do whatever she can handle. Up. Arch for 1, 2. Bridge for 1, 2. Locking those knees. Very important to lock the knees. You'll have a very hard time piking if you can't extend your knee joints all the way. Arch for 2. Bridge for 2. Lift. Oh, she's going in. Good. That's good. Arch for 2. On your jackknife, come up to a bridge. Keep the spine lined up. Bring the knees underneath you. And back out. Bridge. Lift. Go. Arch. Bridge. Jackknife. Oh, she went back to a pike. So last time, we're going to do 2 rounds of this. That's 10. All right. She's going to stay right there. We're going to pull the ball right here. We're going to do the cobras again. So cobra, then this one, and we're going to come back. So a cobra, if I was standing, a cobra, she's going to go ahead and get into it. But a cobra would be this position. If I'm standing, arms out in front, turn the palms back. As you're coming back, you're going to retract your shoulder blades, press them. You're pressing them, extend the chest, the ribs. So we're building thoracic extension here, that forward. Nice job. She's going to inhale, pinch, and retract. Yeah. That's why your chest lifts, because you're extending those shoulders down and back. Again, if you can inhale as you're coming back, inhaling helps extend the thoracic spine. So try to inhale, take a deep breath as you're coming back. Lock those arms. Wash. 5. Traction, compression. Really just focusing on squeezing those shoulder blades all the way together. It's doing good. Take your time with these. Really focus on getting a good squeeze between your shoulder blades. Again, if you have to, reach for your feet, which will help extend the elbows and lock them out. And we'll get those shoulders to roll down a little bit more. Just try not to lift too much with the lower back. What number are you on? 9? Yeah, look at me. One more time. contraction, depression. Good. From here, we're going to go right into reverse hyperextension. So let's go ahead and bring it forward. We're still in camera frame. We're still in camera frame. Good. We're going to let the legs relax over the ball. Okay, so yeah, there, go. Slightly drop the chest, but keep your spine lined up. So you're going to start by activating the glutes to lift the legs up. And then the lower back will give a little bit of pull at the top if she wants to go that high. But right now, just to start off with this movement, is just come up and get used to locking the legs out with the hips. Get your glutes to squeeze all the way up to your joints here, your side joints. So we're working on the strength of the glutes to lift the legs. The bigger your legs are, the more strength you need in your glutes. So flatten out your shoulders just a little bit. There you go. We're going to try to maintain that spine alignment. Alright, we're going to have her drop her chest down a little bit, give you a view with the full back extension, come all the way up. So that's the nice strong lower back and back down. So this gets the glutes to fully lock out. The legs with the hips as the lower back starts to pull the pelvic bone off the ball. Now Kayla, you go wherever you feel comfortable with these, okay? If it starts to bother your back or if it's too much stress on your back, then only focus on coming to a lockout. Which will be right there, right before the back pulls. Teamwork. Last one. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Good job. All right, last exercise going back to the storage stance. Again, you don't need to use the ball in this. You can just do body weight. It's a hard enough exercise as it is. If you find yourself having a very hard time balancing with this and you just can't balance, what I'm going to have you do, and Kelly, you go ahead and get started because she doesn't have a problem with these. She just has to work hard. But I'm gonna put my hands here, and let's say I would be a countertop, and you would actually reach through the countertop and kind of give yourself a little bit of a balance, and then come back up. So if you could put something in front of you, if you have a workout partner, they can have their hands here, and you just come up, and then you just kind of put your arms on that piece of equipment to give yourself a little bit of a base, and that helps you kind of balance and go further into your range of motion. Yeah. So again, you don't need the ball in this exercise. It's hard enough as it is. The arm coming over your head is called a scaption. This is to help build the upper extension in the back, to work the shoulders and the upper traps, and strengthen everything through the back of the hips. Focus on trying to draw your belly button in to give a little bit of stability here. Your main goal is not to height the hip of the leg that you're lifting. To stay as level to the ground as you can and keep that glute very active. Nice. Alright, switch your legs. Take it up. A little dance off sometimes. Abs are in. Reach back. You almost can reach like you're reaching for a wall with the leg that's in the air behind you. It's going to keep you back on the heel of the foot that you're working. But at the same time, don't let the toe come off the ground, the foot that's on the ground. Push your big toe on the ground at the same time like you're grabbing the ground with the arch of your foot. Utilizing the arch to push the hip back of the leg that's being worked. Almost done. Last round. 2 rounds. Keeping that head up a little bit, keeping that spine. There we go. Go a little wide. With your arms, don't come straight overhead into an I. Come into a Y. That's what a scaption is, coming up into a Y. There you go. Few more. Few more. Sometimes I can count. Most times I can't. Alright, I'm going to let her rest, and I'm going to explain the next set of exercises. So there, the first round, flexion extension motions. This round is going to be rotational movements. Now the first one we're doing is called an upper body Russian twist on the ball. This is a twist where the hips are the anchor, so the obliques, the muscles that run down the side, primary motions for those are rotation of the body. When the hips are the anchor, we're going to rotate the upper body. When the upper body becomes the anchor, then they rotate the hips. So this one, we're going to lie back on the ball. You want to get your head and shoulders centered. Now center would be right before your head starts to break over the ball. So get where you're nice and centered. I want your feet directly under your knees. Feet about shoulder width apart. Hands together, shoulder blades down the back. Now from this position, you don't want to use your hips to push yourself to the side. You want to use your shoulders to pull the ball underneath you. From here, your head will come off the ball because your spine stays straight. We're only pivoting right here at the spine. Then we'll come back and go to the other side. Key point on this, and I'm going to go from this angle, is you don't want to push with your feet. So you don't want to push yourself to the side and lose the vertical position with your legs. So I don't want to push from here. I want to keep my shins vertical and pull with the arm. Okay. Also, we don't want to overextend the hips to the ceiling. So just keep your butt clenched and use your shoulders to pull that ball. So here we go. So get Kaylin into it. She's going to have a seat here. She's going to line back. Head over the center, right before your you to break over. In this position, your head's resting on the ball. Now, give a workout partner this exercise. Don't reach for it. I want you to use your shoulders and pull the ball with your shoulder blades. Good. Now, if I was going to assist her, what I would do is just give her a little base to the hip and help push her shoulder underneath her. And back center. Push. Nice. Stay in brace. Your hips are going to twist a little bit. The key thing is keep those shins vertical. We're trying to keep a centered base. Act like you're on an axis here. You do not drift side to side on that axis. You want to stay nice and square and pull that ball underneath you. So your glutes are becoming the base for your obliques to rotate from. Now, if you feel that ball kind of walk away from you as you're doing this, just readjust yourself every now and then. One reason that will happen is because when you're twisting, you'll start to arch your back to pull the ball underneath you. You'll corkscrew it underneath you. Try to stay square and go straight sideways. Also, don't overextend your hips to the ceiling. You're going to feel your lower back. So you come down and just keep it tight, clenched. So you keep those clenched like that. Pull, pull, there. 8 to 10 per side. No idea how many of you know. She's on like 6 or 7. Yeah, these are fun. These aren't nearly fun. She's only on 2. Doing good. Now, if you can, walk your feet away from you a little bit. The ball's walking a little bit on her. We're going to do 2 more rounds here. 2 more rounds. Keep working with us. Keep that position going. If you've done over 10, you want to do more, you can do up to 12 to 15 per side. On the average, about 10. That's fine, right? Alright, so now we're going to go into what we call a torso twist. So this is the first of 2 exercises I'm going to show you where your upper body becomes the anchor. So your upper body is going to become the anchor, and we're going to rotate the pelvis in this position. Now when we're in this position, your six-pack muscle, your rectus abdominis is going to stay fired the whole time, because if that doesn't stay fired, your body will just arch to the ground. So you're going to have to stay braced with your abs, and then use the obliques to rotate your pelvis. I'm going to go ahead and just show you how this is done real quick. Push-up position, feet on the ball. Feet are going to be kind of wide and towards the back of the ball so you can grab it with your arching feet. You don't want to have your hips too high. You don't want to arch your back to stay braced. From here, you want to focus on rotating the hips and the ball will follow your hips. Back center. Rotate the hips. Back center. You do not want to push with your feet. Pushing with your feet rolls the ball, but your hips don't go anywhere. So we want to hold the ball, twist, twist. So the goal, because this is so hard, 5 to 10 per side if you can. So if you can't do this one, just give it a try anyway, and just see if you can work up to this, because it's something to build up to. After this, we'll show you a different one on the ground. There you go. And it does not matter how far you twist. It could just be an inch, as long as soon as your hip moves, the ball moves with you. So think of like your butt bone. Point your butt bone to one side, back center. Point it to the other side, back center. 5 to 10 per side. Very challenging exercise. The whole time she's staying fired to keep herself from arching to the ground, and then using the obliques to rotate the pelvis. Nice. And if you can do this exercise, congratulations, because this is a very, very tough exercise. You also will probably feel your adductors and your hip flexors fired because you're actually holding the ball. Nice. Easy. All right. So from here, if that one's too hard for you or you can't get very many reps, again, start with what you can get. We're going to go into a lower body Russian twist. Now, you don't really need the ball for this. You can hold the ball with your legs if you want to make it harder, but right now, here's how you do this. You lie on the ground, arms out to the side, palms up. Palms up helps roll the shoulder blades down and back. From here, you're going to lift your legs up so your thighs are perpendicular to your hip. Knees at 90. Now, knees at 90 is the midpoint for the stress on this. To make this exercise easier, I would bend my knees more. I'd shorten the lever arm. To make it harder, straighten the legs more. From here, you're going to inhale as you rotate your pelvis to the side, keeping the opposite shoulder blade on the ground, and then exhale back to center. Inhale as you roll to the side, only as far as you can, keeping the shoulder down. Exhale back to center. So we're going to have her just do about 6 per side. We don't need to do too many. On the average, 8 to 10. It's a slow exercise, but it's a very effective exercise. So again, when you start this, keep your feet together. You don't have to smash your knees together. Start at 90-degree bend of the knees and see how hard this is for you. Let's go palms up, so rotate your palms. Again, if you go palms down, it rolls your shoulders down. Go palms up to keep the shoulders down and back. Inhale to the side, exhale back to center. Good. Make sure you go to the side, you're going to inhale, those abs are going to lengthen, and then they will pull the pelvis back to center. And exhale back to center. Now, right before you pull your pelvis back to center, you can draw your abs in, you're going to get a little bit more tension. So inhale. Right before you pull back to center, draw your belly button towards your spine, and exhale. exhale back to center. Again, if it's too hard, bend the knees more. If it's too easy, straighten them up more. And again, she's strong enough to do a wiper, where you keep the legs fully straight and back up. Now she's actually coming where she's bringing it up towards her hands, adding a little bit more flexion to the hip, which is nothing wrong with it. So straight to the side and back to center. So if you can do it with your legs straight, do it with your legs straight. That's the goal, is to work up to doing it with legs straight. And that gets too easy. You can actually hold a medicine ball between your feet. You can hold a Swiss ball between your feet, just to get a little bit more resistance. You want to try it? She wants to try it. There you go. That's what the ball's there for. You get as much use out of it as you can. And back to center. So you'll find the leading leg will get to the ground a lot faster, but you got that resistance there. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. Plus, at the same time, we're firing the inner thighs, the adductors, to strengthen the hips a little bit more. These were just a few punches. Doing good, doing good. Count. Like 2 more runs. What are 2 more runs? So again, you can do both the torso twist and this exercise, but if the torso twist, the one we did before this, is too hard, skip that one for now until you can build up the strength to do it, and just focus on the lower Russian twist. All right, so she's going to stand on up. Now from here, we're going to go into the leg. Now when we rotate in life and doing motions of rotation, we're always going to use the external rotators of the hips, which rotate the hips and help turn. So right now, on this first set, we're going to do a lateral lunge. The second set, we're going to do something called a lunge. So in lateral lunge, we're going to get started up. Get into a stationary stance to start. Stationary stance, how wide you want your feet? If you put your arms out to your side, about as wide as your hands. Toes are going to be slightly turned out, because as soon as your fingers come outside your hips, they naturally turn out. So you can let your toes turn out. I want you to focus on squatting to one side, which is a lateral lunge. When we do this, from your pelvis to your spine to your chin, stay lined up. So I don't want you reaching into it. I don't want you leaning away from it. Squat to one side, keep the chest up, back to center. Squat to one side as far as your inner thigh will stretch. Now, if you want to bring the trailing toe up, you can as you come down. Or you can keep the foot flat. She's going to keep going. I'm going to show a little alternate. Now, that's too easy. We're in a stationary stance right now. We can do an active lateral lunge. So an active lateral lunge is bringing the feet together and stepping out to the side and driving back to center. Stepping out to the side and driving back to center. So you pick. We're going to do some lateral lunge. She's an athlete. She's strong enough, so I'm going to make her a lateral lunge. And back to center. Now you can do all reps on one side, then switch legs, or you can alternate. The goal is 8 to 10 per side. Sit and pop back to center. So she can come back to a balance, which is the more advanced, or just come back to center and tap your foot to the ground. There you go. So now we're using the rotators of the hips to drive yourself back to your center. The point is keeping the chest up, not tipping the back, keeping the spine from your ear all the way through your hip lined up. Okay, because we're basically squatting to the side every time. She's still out of here. All right, catch your breath. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to do the upper body Russian twist, torso twist, lower Russian twist, and then we're going to change the lunge to what we call a drop lunge, also known as a plie lunge, also known as a curtsy lunge. And I'll explain that to you when we get to that position. So after doing, because the upper Russian twist is not that stressful, so we're going to go back, lay back in the ball, the upper Russian twist. So upper body Russian twist, sit on the ball, again, lie back to your head center. Center is right before your head breaks over the back of the ball. Hands together, shoulders down the back, each shoulder width apart. Use your clench, you're not overextending your back. You're going to use that shoulder to pull that ball underneath you, staying as square as you can. So you don't want to arch your back and pull the shoulder underneath you, straight sideways. Bring your feet a little closer together. You're not going to stand here. You can have somebody stand here and just focus on keeping your knees against theirs. That's going to help you understand where the centered position should be for your hips and your shins. Pull. When you rotate is when your head will come off the ball, because when you rotate, the goal is to keep the spine straight. So you don't want to lay your head on the ball. Just let the head lift so it stays lined up with the shoulders. When you come back to center, the head will go back onto the ball. So you don't have to hold your head up the whole time. That will get nice and tight. Down just a little bit. Same flexion. Almost done. Yeah. said that's 8 reps, I'll trust her. She's going to go right into the torso twist. So push-up position, feet on the ball, now you're right towards the back of the ball, okay? So right here, stand it up. So feet are kind of wide, so she holds it with her arm. So if I came over and grabbed her foot, she's physically holding it with her foot. She's going to twist her butt, and the ball immediately follows. Back center. Twist, back center. 5 to 10 per side. It doesn't matter how many you do, it's how well you do it. And it's a move from the hip. It doesn't matter how far you move. It could be an inch. Again, just a slight twist, but make sure as soon as your hip moves, the ball moves with it. It's like you'd be holding a ball here and rotating your shoulders. You wouldn't be reaching for it, you'd be rotating the upper body. She's starting to push with her feet a little bit. She's getting tired. She's going to twist this way, going to twist. There you go, back to center. Twist, back to center. Nice. You might have a side that you can twist better to, or rotate more effectively to. That depends if you're right-handed or left-handed, or what your body's used to moving. Yeah. Then when you get tired, you hop off. She's going to lie on the floor and do lower body Russian twist. You will go feet that way, head this way. All right, arms out your side, palms up. Again, either feet together, either knees it. This would be the easiest way. Midpoint, hardest. Even if you went from here and only moved a couple inches up, that right there makes a difference in load. So you go wherever you want. Inhale to the side. Right before you pull your hips back to center, give a little drawing at the belly button. It's going to feel the tension build through your waistline, and then pull your hips back to center. Inhale, exhale. Remember, we're just doing these 2 sets, so this is your last round of these. Now, sometimes I get people that do these, and they're like, it really cramps up the side of their hips because they're a little bit weak in the hips. Here's another way you can use the ball on these. You can actually rest your legs on the ball. Feet a little bit wide. It's kind of awkward, but some people really like this. Not my favorite, but again, something you can do. So from right here, kind of holding the shins, you're going to rotate the ball to the side, and then pull the ball back to center. So it's another way you can utilize the ball when doing this exercise. And I'm going to let Kayla decide which way she wants to do. She can rest her feet on the ball, she can hold the ball with her feet, or she can just do... Inhale, and exhale. Guys, when you exercise, challenge yourself, but also have fun with it. You know, if it's not challenging, your body doesn't have to really adapt. So all of these should be challenging for you. If you're having a hard time with some of these, that's fine. Lower the repetition speed, but just work on the form, work on understanding the movement, and over time you'll get better at it. Trust me, if it was easy right off the bat, there's ways to make all of these harder. Inhale to the side, exhale back to center. Inhale, palms up. Remember, palms up. Your body's going to want to go palms down if you're used to rolling your shoulders forward. So roll those shoulders back, palms up, drive those shoulder blades. This exercise is just as good for your upper back because that is the base you have to create for your abs to pull from. If your shoulder comes off the ground when you're rotating, you're going to lose the base for your abs to pull from because your abs are pulling from the ribs. So once the shoulder comes off, you lost the base.